All right, everybody. Welcome to the HubSpot AI agents for loop marketing, sales, and customer service. Disclaimer: this is an introductory class. This is not a what are the craziest agents we can create with Claude in 5 seconds via coding. This is an introductory class to all the people that are using HubSpot and they're not using agents and they're denying the existence of agents. So we'll talk about the why agents, the how to do it right, the how not to do it right, the important things um, that um, that you need in order to make sure that when you use agents, and you will use agents, um, you do it right. So I wanted to let everybody know, again, this is an introductory class. In the meantime, while you're there, make sure you introduce yourselves. I'm going to put this in here while everybody is connected and connecting here. There you go. Let us know your name, your location, and your position. Thanks again, guys, for connecting today. Let's get this party started. Welcome, everybody, to this HubSpot user group event. This is HubSpot AI agents for loop marketing, sales, and customer service. This is the introduction to agents. So if you are an avid agent, person, if you're like vibe coding your own agents on Claude, this is not for you. So we will do the many advanced sessions later. This is an introductions to agents, making sure that everybody that is not using agents today or is using agents very lightly learns more about the other types of agents and how to use them right. So I'm going to let everybody know that first. So I see Yoel is here, Tommy's here, Alex is here, Mila. This is great, guys. Thank you for introducing yourselves. So let's get this started. Thank you again for joining. Tell us in the chat. Let us know who you are. If you have any questions, please let us know also in the chat. I'm going to share right here. I'm Gabriel Marguglio from Nextiny Marketing. I'm the CEO and founder of Nextiny Marketing. We are a 25-year-old HubSpot solution agency in Sarasota, Florida. We specialize in everything HubSpot. We are an AO HubSpot agency, which means we specialize in AI brand visibility. We have a lot of sessions on that. I'm going to share some of those in a second. We also have an AO guide that is not too relevant to this session, but I'm going to share it here. And all of our recordings from all of our sessions, especially all the AEO answer engine optimization sessions, are in that link that I just shared. We also have some other events running. The next one is May 20th, how to measure AI brand visibility and ROI with HubSpot AEO tools. As you see, we are running a lot of answer engine optimization, brand visibility, and HubSpot AEO events. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I'm going to remind everybody again that this is an introductory class to agents. If you have any more advanced questions, please let me know. But we're definitely not going to go advanced here. This is a what are agents, why you should use agents, what to do first before you start using agents, and then just show you that there's some simple agents you can start using right away that can save you time and allow you to create more success quickly. So let's get that started. So we'll talk a little bit about what agents are, the real problem with AI agents that not a lot of people are talking about. We'll share a little bit of what we've done with sales agents, prospecting agent, customer service agent, which is the customer agent in HubSpot, and a simple one for marketing, the social agent, which is again a super simple social media agent there. And then we'll talk about when to use and when not to use agents, so everybody's on the same page there. So again, thank you everybody for connecting. Let's talk about what agents are. So if you probably heard this, just everybody is there. Today we're going to talk about Breeze agents, all about HubSpot AI agents. But agents are systems that can understand the context of something, make decisions depending on what you give them access to, and then take actions towards a goal. So, unlike simple AI prompts, what you're doing is you're allowing them to run wild and do some things for you, running through a workflow, do research, do a lot of different things, get access to your content, the internet, different tools, and then allowing them to make decisions and do things for you. HubSpot Breeze agents are designed to work directly inside your CRM, which gives you a plethora of other things that you can use because you have the context of your brand set up in HubSpot, all the content you've created in HubSpot, your knowledge base, your blogs. You can upload all the files you need to train the AI. And again, if you're doing it right, if you're using HubSpot to the fullest, you have all your sales conversations, transcripts, and notes in HubSpot. That's huge context. You have all your tickets in HubSpot, which are customer service questions. That's huge context. All those things add to the AI training that will allow you to make decisions better, allow the agents to work better. But at the end of the day, Breeze, which is the engine behind all the agents inside HubSpot, will have so much more context. And the difference in that is when you go to ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude, they have the internet as the context. And yes, you can feed these tools if you do it right with the context. But if you're using HubSpot's Breeze and Breeze agents, you're actually using all the context from the AI, from the CRM, everything we just talked about, plus more things you can give it as a decision maker. So it allows you to define what the best leads, how to engage with them, what the best content and best performing content that they can be reused. So all these things become the context of how AI is being trained internally, not just with the internet, but with the private things you have inside your CRM. That is the power of using HubSpot's Breeze AI versus ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, or whatever you use out there. Again, you can train these things, but all the context you have inside the CRM make HubSpot CRM and the HubSpot Breeze products very, very powerful. And yes, they work like ChatGPT. You can have a bot and you can ask the bot, what are the leads? How many leads? Create a graphic of all the leads I created from AI sources, and it'll create a graphic for you. Or you can ask Breeze as a chat bot inside HubSpot how what are some of the questions, top questions from deals that have closed in the 6 months. What are the top questions and the gaps from those questions that I need to create content for from sales meetings? So it is a very powerful tool to find opportunities to create better content for your salespeople, for your marketing activities, and for customer service. So Breeze as a chatbot is a very, very powerful tool to do that because it has all that context. And again, it only has all that context if you're using the CRM correctly and it has clean data. We'll talk about that for sure. So think of the AI agents as extra teammates that can do work for you. And let's talk a little bit about why everybody's talking about agents, right? Because agents are changing the way that teams are working. They're allowing us to draft social media content, research leads, qualify contacts, answer customer questions directly without an intervention of a human, analyze CRM data and make decisions from that, and then automate repetitive workflow. At the end of the day, you don't want humans with the beautiful brain to be like clicking, clicking, clicking. You want those humans to be using their brain to the fullest and being productive, thinking members of the organization, not just repetitive tasks, clickers, right? You don't want hammer hitters. You want people that can use their brain. And the more you can automate internally, the more productive your team will be. So the goal isn't replacing humans with AI and AI agents. I keep talking about in all my answer and optimization answer engine optimization, AEO webinars, that humans are the most important part of the equation. And in this case is very important to have human interaction and
Hi,
human
Daisy. Good job. I'm
connection
ready.
to make sure that everything you do is done correctly, to make sure that these processes are done correctly, to make sure that things are set up correctly. Yes, you can let the agents run while later, but you will still need some human interaction and human verification to make sure that things are being done correctly. So we'll talk about that too. So it's reducing repetitive work so teams can focus on strategy, creativity, and relationships, which is the human part. And the more you and your humans are focusing on helping other humans and not clicking on little tools, the better. That's why AI agents will continue to shift the way we work on a regular basis. Um, I want to pause here because there's a whole movement of automate everything, right? And yes, I don't know, people have been using HubSpot for more than 10 years now, and workflows are a way to automate everything, right? Now, I have seen companies that have automated so much that not only things are not being done correctly, but also the wrong people get the wrong email, the wrong message goes to the wrong person. That has happened consistently for the 25 years of business that I've been in. The more you automate and the more you remove humans from the equation, the more mistakes that happen because of over automation, because of non-human revision, et cetera, et cetera. Now, of course, AI agents are a lot smarter than a workflow because workflows are set up by humans. They have a bunch of mistakes and they run without interaction, without the AI making decisions and things like that. AI will make better decisions over time, will grow over time, will get better over time. But still, think about over automating from a workflow perspective. I had clients that came to us and they said, we need help. We don't even know what these workflows do. The last employee set up 150 workflows and it's impossible to follow. It's like it goes to this one, it triggers this one, and then it sends an email, and then someone gets 25 emails in a day. That can happen with AI agents, but even worse. So keep in mind that automating and making things go faster is not necessarily the solution to everything. So, yes, there is a place for agents, but not everything needs to be automated as fast as possible, right? So, what can agents do now and what's coming? So today, AI agents can support sales outreach, of course, and that's a huge one, right? Allowing salespeople to create better emails, more outreach, and things that will be more personalized without them having to waste a bunch of time on research. We'll talk about that today. You can generate content drafts. You can recommend next actions for specific deals. You can resolve support tickets and requests directly. You can work across CRM data and workflows and make them better, right? So what's next? What's coming? Well, multi-agent collaboration, agents that have sub-agents that do more deeper specific work, deeper CRM context awareness. Breeze is getting better and better and better at that. It'll get to a place where you open HubSpot and it'll say, call these 10 people right now because they, from your conversations, their website visits, this and this and this and that, they're ready to go or they're ready to have a conversation. And that is getting better. Deeper CRM context is going to continue to grow. Autonomous workflow orchestration. Yes, you can set up workflows and you can set up AI agents, but definitely what you'll see is these agents will get better over time, and of course more personalized customer experiences at scale, which at the end of the day, that's the whole point, is to create better, faster loops that you can run on an ongoing basis. I always give the example when we do answer engine optimization. You're taking a webinar, you're taking the transcript, you put in that on AI. That transcript becomes a blog. You can take the slides from that from that webinar, like what we're running right now, take those slides, make them the images of the blog. You can launch that blog, post that blog. You can take that blog and the video, you can create clips from the video. And those clips can be used on social media. And with all this context, plus the context of your brand and everything you've done before and some other blogs that you've done before, you can take that content and turn it into LinkedIn posts, Reddit conversations, comments that you can do with links. Now, for now, a lot of these processes are being done manually. Now, we went from sending the video to the videographer, taking a week for them to edit it, and creating some video clips and going back and forth 50 times, to now I can take the transcript and the video, put it on Wistia, put it on HubSpot, get clips, create, with HubSpot Remix, I can create multiple pieces of content from one video, from one transcript. I can create the blog, publish it directly from there. So the more we're automating these things using AI layers of chatbots like ChatGPT or Breeze, and AI layers tools like Remix inside HubSpot or Wistia Remix and Wistia Clips, those things are allowing us to run faster loops. Now, imagine if you could program this whole thing and then you just run the webinar and you click and all these things happen automatically. That's where agents are growing into. They're going to get into these processes, and you can do some of these things automatically right now, but there's a lot of human interaction in the processes that we're adding. Well, over time, these will get better and better to the point where you will be able to run that whole uh, workflow that I just explained, and from one webinar, create a bunch of different assets and post them on social media automatically and post the blog and share it with your network, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the technology is evolving fast, and HubSpot is coming up with a whole platform for agents, and it's going to continue to grow. It's already there, and it's going to continue to grow. So there's an opportunity and there's a risk. As I said before, what's happening right now is that people are using agents without doing the preliminary work that needs to be done in order to make these agents work correctly. So, just some examples. AI agents can be super powerful, but the CRM data needs to be there. Your workflows, your processes need to be laid out correctly. And this is what's crazy is that we've been talking about this for the longest time. You cannot use workflows if your CRM data is crap, if your processes are not represented inside HubSpot, if your sales team is not recording the information or making sure the meeting is recorded or adding the notes or whatever it is that the human interaction needs to be. So the same way we've been talking about ways to do to use the CRM, to use HubSpot to the fullest for customer service, for sales, for marketing. All of these things need to be done inside the CRM, need to be defined in your processes, and the data needs to be right. Garbage in, garbage out. This is critical for AI and for AI agents, especially for agents, because if you want to automate and you want agents to make decisions, they need to make decisions on real data, on valuable data, on formatted data, on structured data, not on blobs of text or on wrong information or outdated information. So long story short, the preliminary work of getting you AI ready, AI agent ready is super important. So the workflows need to be there. The messaging needs to be there. Your brand definition needs to be there. Your messaging for your marketing, your company, your business. I give the examples of using StoryBrand to define the messaging, to define the pain of your ideal clients, the solution to your ideal clients. It surprised me that a lot of companies still today don't have those basic things laid out on their website, laid out inside their CRM, laid out in their style guide and things like that. So on top of all of this, human oversight is important too. So without structure, AI creates more noise. It creates more crappy social posts. We see them every day. It creates more crappy emails from salespeople. We get them every day. It creates more, blog content that supposedly looks and feels like the company but doesn't really resonate with anybody. Humans don't enjoy them, and even though Google and AI might rank them or cite them initially, they die down immediately. There's case studies. Search Engine Lab put together a case study of, they posted 2,000 blogs that they created with AI in no time, which you can do that. And the website grew incredibly, and then over time, 6 months, it died because everything recognized that this was junk created from other junk. Is the regurgitation of the content, like it's AI content generated from AI content generated from AI. Like seriously, we need to stop this. We need to add the human element in this. We need to make sure that the data is coming from the right places and that we not continue to create AI noise, AI generated noise from 100 emails we get every day that say the same thing. Gabriel, I saw on LinkedIn. Yes, some of those things are useful, are they work, and some of the emails that you create with AI agents will sound like that. But it is our job to make sure the AI generated stuff sounds like our brand, our messaging, my humanity. And that's why human interaction and oversight is critical. With structure, AI creates a scale. You can create things that look, sound, and feel like you, and they have the human validation and the human aspect to it. That's why the goal is not to automate everything. The goal is to use AI to improve the customer experience and expand your team and allow your team to multiply. You're giving your team superpowers by using AI layers and ultimately using AI agents. Any questions, guys, about any of this? Put it in the chat. And hopefully all of you already knew this, and this is no new information, but um, if it is, I'm glad that I went through it. Any questions about this initial part and the introduction about how, what agents are and how we should be using them? Please put it in the chat. All right, so let's go to the real problem with AI agents. We talked a little bit about this. So most teams jump into AI agents too early, and they're not thinking about their workflows, their messaging, and their data structure. And sadly, the result is inconsistent outputs, messy CRM. If you add agents on top of a messy CRM, it'll make it more messy. It'll make it worse, not better. So AI will not fix a broken system. It will make it bigger and worse than what it was before. This is not to be an anti-agent or a, slow down, never use agents. It's like, all right, if your process works, accelerate it. If your process doesn't work, AI will not make it work for you. It'll just continue to do the same crap or the same stuff that wasn't working and amplify that. So just remember that. And people sometimes forget what agents do, right? That you need to define the goals, you need to plan, and reason, the plans and reasons through multiple steps. You need to define the steps. You need to make decisions. It will make decisions and respond to feedback. It will execute tasks, sometimes autonomously. It will remember and adjust based on context. So it'll learn over time, and it'll learn, adapt, and self-correct, hopefully. And we need to define that. So agents collaborate with agents in the future. Now, why do they fail? Well, we're trying to automate everything. We don't have the data, et cetera, et cetera. AI agents are not the shortcut, and it'll make it worse if you don't do it right. Any questions about that part? We'll talk a little bit about sales, customer service, and marketing agents, some of the stuff that we can start using today in HubSpot, right? Like HubSpot already has agents that are pretty fine for us that are working and that you can take them on small situations, test them with your processes and make sure that it works, and then you scale from that. So the prospecting agent is a great example of how to do that. So you'll find this on the sales hub, and the way we used it wasn't okay. We didn't start automating everything. We started with a clear process. In this case, we wanted to move. This is a case study, tiny case study we run to move MQLs to SQLs, marketing qualified leads into sales qualified leads. We wanted to get marketing qualified leads and turn them into a meeting. And we run it with a tiny bit of people. We just didn't want to make sure, we wanted to make sure that the process worked. And we actually documented the process in this blog. So the idea is first build the workflow, define the timing, define messaging, and then we added the agent on top. So if you have a process that works and it works manually, then you can turn it into an agent. So in this case, once the contact is enrolled, you can use prospecting agent. And by the way, setting up prospecting agent is super easy to follow. HubSpot has made tons of videos. I'm not going to click on the webinar. I just want to make sure that you understand this exists, and then you go test it yourself. It'll ask you if you want human interaction or not. It'll ask you where the information is coming from. It'll ask you what the call to action should be. It'll ask you a lot of things to define what the steps should be for the prospecting agent. And then you can run a test and see what it does, and then you can put it live. Now, once a contact is enrolled, and you can define if you want them to be enrolled automatically through a workflow or manually. I would test it manually initially. It goes and it researches the contact. It will go to their LinkedIn page. It'll go to their website. It'll go all these places, and it'll do the research for you. If you're a salesperson, this is something that used to take you hours every day. Every day you would be going to LinkedIn pages. You'd be going to websites, reading about it. So you can say, Gabriel, I see that you're doing a ton of AEO webinars. We're super into this. I want to have a conversation about that. Or this is a tool that you can use about that. To find the context that you can add so you can personalize these emails at scale. So then it'll draft personalized outreach. What's cool about that is that, again, you are not doing the research. You're not even thinking about what the research should turn into an email, and you're not writing the email. It's doing all those steps that used to take a lot of time, and steps that now all that time can be used to find more opportunities, have better meetings, go in person and shake hands with someone, whatever the salesperson can do on their time, which is not clicking on websites and trying to find information manually and then writing an email. Yes. Can you do some of these things manually, like throwing the information in ChatGPT or have ChatGPT do some research? Yes, you could, but this is all done for you, and then the email is ready to go. And then we'll suggest messaging and call to actions, and then you'll have to approve it. You have to, again, our recommendation is to have human verification and approval, not to run wild and let it send. Can you? Yes, you can. You can set it up and click send, and it'll start sending emails. Don't do that, especially in the beginning, because you want to learn how this is working, what the messaging is. Some of the messaging will not make sense, and you can tell it to do this in the future, and it has a memory that you can update, just like all AI LLMs have, where you can say, don't use M dashes, or remember that, our name is this and this and that, never use it in lower cases, whatever it is that you want it to remember. So it learns and it continues to get better at creating the messaging. And then, if you leave it wide open, it'll start creating the wrong context, and wrong contacts will get enrolled. Depending on credit usage, you might be wasting credits. Some of the credit usage have changed in HubSpot, which is great. It was big news last month where HubSpot changed that certain things will require for the contact to to go through the process in order to pay for that credit. In the past, if you enroll someone in an agent, the credits are used, and then maybe you didn't want to send an email to that contact, and then you're using credits for nothing. Well, now those things have changed in HubSpot, so that's great. But still, if you're wasting time if you're letting this run wild and then sending a bunch of emails that you shouldn't send to the wrong contacts, right? So start with human review and then automate later, right? And this is just to show you something as simple as this. We sent 43 emails that got, 12 got delivered, 7 went open, and 2 were clicked, and someone booked a meeting. If I'm going to tell you something, I'm a salesperson. I sell every day. If I can do this every day, and have the agent send 47 emails, 12 get there, 7 are open, 2 are clicked, and I book a meeting every day, I would be very, very successful at what I'm doing. So that's what I'm trying to say here. It doesn't have to be send a million emails, get 999,000 people pissed off about the wrong email, getting at the wrong time to the wrong person, and then book one meeting. I'm saying send 47 emails to the right people with the right messaging, with human verification, so it's done right, and get a booked meeting. So it's not quantity. Yes, this will multiply your efforts because sending these 47 emails with some kind of personalized message would be a lot harder for you to do. But this is the way to start. You do it once, you get one book meeting. Hold on, this process works. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. And every time you do it, you learn what's being done wrong. You keep training the memory. You keep making these processes get better and better and better. Katya, thank you very much, Gabriel. Fantastic presentation. Need to jump. Hope to see. Yeah, I'll send the recording later. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So think about this as one workflow, one goal, one use case, then you expand. Can you go and send a million emails? Yes, you can. Go for it. Use all your credits. But I don't recommend it. I recommend you take a small process that you know will create an impact. In this case, turning an MQL into an SQL. This is something that sometimes, I would even say most of the time, salespeople don't have even time to do because people are focusing mainly on, if you're a salesperson, you're probably too busy. You're focusing on people that need to sign contracts, the people that are about to close, and people that just got here, people that just send you an email. So you're doing those two things constantly. And whenever you have time, you go back into the blob in the middle. I talk about the blob all the time. It's like you go into the middle and you try to move these deals and you try to go from here. Is this deal? Can we get a second meeting? Did the person that I interacted booked a meeting? All of those things in the middle are the things that you can automate here. And MQLs to SQLs is one of those things. Someone downloaded your guide. Hundreds of people downloaded your guide. They're marketing qualified leads. How do we turn them into sales qualified leads? Can you just automate a workflow? Yes, you can automate a workflow, but it's going to be the same email to everybody. That is not personalized. You're trying to grab someone's attention. So if the AI agent can actually get something personal, so they're like, oh, this person or whatever actually knows a little bit about me and it makes sense what they're saying and it's more personalized to me, then you have a higher chance of turning them into an SQL and booking a meeting. How amazing is that? That's the power of AI agents. And again, this is the beginning of the power of AI agents. Any questions about the sales outreach agent? And of course, you can expand from here and do a bunch of different things. But this is to show that it is easy to start if you do it right. If you find a process that works for humans and test it and see the results, and then you move from that. All right, customer agent. Even though I talked a lot about sales outreach and we love that agent, customer agent is one of my favorite agents. And the reason why it's one of my favorite agents is because it used to be so hard to set up bots, to set up a chat bot on your website to engage with people. It used to be either you have a live chat and a person needs to show up at the very moment that people, whatever, 10 p.m., they're going to your website, or you had to set up a whole bot with questions and answers and buttons and things like that. So yes, there were intermediate solutions. HubSpot had the AI bot that could read your knowledge base, and that was good, but it wasn't great. Now you can literally add ChatGPT technology to answer anybody's questions on your website without you. And you can train the AI by using all your knowledge base articles, all your blogs, all your website pages, files that you add in it. So if you go to the customer agent, this is a Service Hub product. By the way, Service Hub is the cheapest, easiest thing to add to anything because again, with $100, you have Service Pro, and that gives you all of this. It gives you customer agent, it gives you knowledge base, it gives you customer portal, all these amazing things. It's again one of my favorite products to add on top of anybody because it's super powerful for literally super low money. So and we do this all the time. We implement Service Hub at this level. You set up the knowledge base, you set up customer portal, you can set up tickets, you can start interacting with your clients through tickets. And all of that becomes what trains the AI bot. So you literally enable the AI bot and you say, I want you to learn from blogs, pages, knowledge base, these files. Here's my files, my product files, whatever it is that you want to do. And then you set it up on your website and people will just go and ask whatever question they want. They don't need to click on specific questions you set up. They can say, do you do HubSpot websites? And it'll be like, yeah, at Nextiny, we do HubSpot websites. We've been doing that for a long time. And here's our portfolio. And do you have any other questions? Oh, yeah, what's the pricing? Oh, yeah, website is this and that. It's taking the information. It's just like ChatGPT. When you interact with ChatGPT, it is exactly the same experience. All the information from the internet is on ChatGPT. Well, this is even better because all the information of the internet is there, but all the information that you provided, your blogs, your website, all the context from your company files, all the stuff will train this AI so it can answer questions like you would. And then what's amazing is that you will get a report where you can see the gaps every time. And of course, you can have the AI response and then it passes it to a human. You can have the live chat connected to it. You can have it to book a meeting. There's a lot of different things that you can do with this, which is awesome for sales. You can use it for sales. You can use it for customer service. And I'll talk about a specific example where we use it creatively in a different way. But the gaps is one of my favorite things. It'll tell you when it cannot answer a question. So if someone says, do you integrate this tool with that tool? And that blog might not exist. That knowledge base article might not exist. So you will see all the questions that the AI did not have an answer. And you can literally drop a file or just copy paste the answer on the box, like you see there, for that question. So then you click on it, and now the AI knows there's a new answer for that question. So whatever related to that question, it'll be answered with that information. So you can keep training the AI model internally. Your HubSpot Breeze AI model, your customer agent, you keep training it so all of these questions can be answered, and that continues to happen. This is also using credits, so keep an eye on that. Usually it's like 100 credits per conversation. There's a lot of things you need to understand about credits. Don't worry so much about it. What I would say is start slow, start small, like I said before. See how you're using credits, see the impact that it creates. And then buying more credits is like everything else. It's like if I could buy something that will make us more money or that will make our team more productive, spending on that means investing in the business. So credits needs to be thought the same way. People sometimes are like overreacting. It's like, oh, now I'm going to have to pay per this, per that. Well, if it works and it's doing the work, if it's booking meetings for you, if it's answering your clients' questions and booking meetings on the chatbot, or getting people to the right page on your website and getting all the information without you having to do it, without your employees having to do it, this is saving you money. This is making you money. So credits is a no-brainer. That becomes part of what you invest in the business, right? The next thing I wanted to share is an actual creative way that we did. I have a case study, again, super simple case study, how we use this internally for franchises. So thank you, Tommy, for coming. Yeah, I'll send a recording. So good stuff. So this is, again, a case study that we did for a franchise that their problem wasn't more business, more clients. Their problem was they had 30 franchisees and internal communication was a mess. Onboarding was a mess. It was impossible to get things organized. And every single franchisee, 30 different businesses that the franchisor was running, they were all asking questions by email. So this was mayhem for them. So instead of trying to find another system like a project management tool, we implemented Service Hub for them. We set up the knowledge base, which will have the knowledge base hosts all the answers to everybody's questions and keeps growing, of course. It has all the onboarding processes. It has links to all the places where the videos are. The videos can be embedded on the article. So the knowledge base is there so people can search on their own their questions. So that saves time already because there's no email if the knowledge base can answer with an article. Now, on top of that, the AI agent, the customer service agent, is set up and this is password protected because it's internal. And by the way, you get that with Service Hub Pro. The bot is there. So they don't even have to search the knowledge base. They can go to the bot and say, hey, how do I do this? Or what is the procedure for this? Where can I find the video for that? Like that becomes their best friend because now all their questions can be answered by the AI bot, by the customer agent. In this case, used internally. It's not a customer agent, is a franchisee agent, right? So long story short, that saves a ton of money and time. It saves a ton of money and time for the owners. It saves a million emails on a regular basis. But the beauty of this is that people will be asking questions to the bot. And if they're not answered, the gaps will show it. So the owners are constantly getting first of all, they're not answering the same questions over and over like they used to, because every single one of them used to ask the same 30 questions all the time. So that's resolved and that brings efficiencies, right? But the other side of it is that now the bot is saying, by the way, these people asked these questions and I don't have an answer. So there's a new procedure for that. There's a new file for that. The company gets better. The processes get better automatically by the usage of this agent. So on top of that, we added tickets, which allow them to ask questions that and then internally they could manage the questions through tickets, and each ticket can turn into, again, something that you can train the AI. So in the future that becomes, so all the internal communication is now managed through HubSpot Service Hub for actually they paid for the enterprise $150 a month, which is unbelievable. And we gave them all access with username and passwords using the customer agent, not the customer agent, the customer portal, because you can set up username and passwords without giving people HubSpot users. So with one service enterprise user, $150 a month, you can set up this whole thing in no time, by the way, through HubSpot. So mind blowing, right? Like this is so much value. And the bot, the customer agent, is unbelievable. Again, my favorite thing, I'm trying to do this with absolutely every single one of our clients, and I can't It's like so easy to set up, and it's all working together. And again, it grows over time. This is an example of an agent that is a no-brainer internally in the company. And of course, the more you use these things, the more credits you use, and you have to keep that in mind. But think about the amount of time you're saving. Think about the amount of money that you're saving in employees that are going to be answering dumb questions, the same 100 questions every day. So again, efficiencies, efficiencies, efficiency. Any questions about Service Hub um, and the customer agent? All right, guys. I still have humans here, so that's good stuff. Good stuff. Give me some thumbs up if you're a human. You're still here. If you're a bot, you can keep recording, doing your thing. But if you're a human, give me a thumbs up. There you go. There's people. There's people. There's real people. Good stuff, guys. All right. So this is just so you can see that these things are happening for all marketing, sales, and service. And this is a super simple example. I am not going to be as excited as the other two agents for social agent, but this is a good example of something that will get better over time. The social agent, if you go to social media, there's a little social agent, social post agent, little menu at the top, allows you to create social posts for like dates, like the International Women's Day or International whatever business, small business day, or U.S. Small Business Day, or whatever it is, right? So it allows you to create social post ideas based on your business audience, based on past performance. It will suggest posts aligned with upcoming dates, events, and trends. And you can adapt it it'll set it out for LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. It'll create a picture, it'll create the post itself, it'll set it all up with the right hashtag and all that stuff, and it'll recommend best times to post it. So this is using data internally from what you do. You can train it with different things. You can add context with blogs and things like that. It is not the solution to your social media strategy. This is just another thing, another layer of something that you can automate. This might not be relevant to your company at all because you might not ever send a social post about Happy International whatever day, right? But if you do some of that kind of outreach to keep your audience engaged, if you have more of a community base, or a specific community that is constantly celebrating these dates, this is the perfect example that you can automate something like this and not have to even think about it. And again, this is like it said, National Small Business Week, which is a real thing, right? Could be a post that you post. So you set it up, and then it literally writes all the posts, makes the pictures and all that stuff. And I get it. This is not the best way to engage with anything because, of course, AI generated images, AI generated posts. This could be construed as the same stuff we're seeing everywhere. Well, what I'm going to say is you can train this, you can make it better, and it could save you a ton of time. And again, this is just an example of a simple AI agent that will get better over time, and you can use to automate certain things, and then in the future scale, right? And again, if you get access to the beta, go test it. I can assure you, in 3 months, this will be 100 times better. And that's the other thing we need to understand. Sometimes people go and look at the prospecting agent a year ago wasn't great. Okay, and that's what I'm saying. My favorite was the customer service agent. That was amazing. But 2 years ago, it sucked. It was just like, knowledge base articles. And who was using the knowledge base from HubSpot 2 years ago? Now that's more widespread. The knowledge base got better. There's a lot of improvements. So what I want you to know is these things continuously get better inside HubSpot and outside HubSpot. So these agents will get better over time. And we have seen it in the past 2, 3 years. how every single one of these got better and better and better and better. So maybe you go now and this one doesn't make sense today. Do not just like forget about social media agents forever. Go check in 3 months. Go check, when HubSpot announces new things. I can assure you, you will find uses for some of these today, and in the future, they will get better and you will find more and more uses. So the last thing I have is when to use and when not to use. Do not use agents if your CRM is a mess, if your processes are unclear, if your messaging is not well defined. Ultimately, if your humans are not aligned with your systems and your software, you should not automate anything. You should not multiply things that are done incorrectly. You should fix your foundations first. That is my message today is do not use agents until you work on this. This is what we see every day. People want to automate everything, but they are missing the basic things that will make this actually grow over time. That's why I want you to start slow and then grow. If your systems, if your workflows are repeatable, if your data is clean, if your content exists and the context is there, then you start scaling and you start slow and you move from there. AI agents don't replace your team, they extend it. Automation without structure equals noise, guys. Don't create more noise. Let's be humans. Let's be the best version of ourselves, multiplied by AI. Let's not let AI create more noise everywhere for us. Let's not have one client or one potential client say, oh my gosh, this is so bad. Look at the email I got from this guy. Please don't be those people. And then automation with structure is scale. It will allow you to scale. Start small, stay human, and scale what works. All right, everybody. I hope this was useful. Tell us 1 to 10, how did I do? And feedback is always recommended. Thank you, Mary, for the 100 there. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for being here. And again, this was super basic. We will keep doing other ones that are more advanced, and I'll share some of the other crazy stuff that we're doing. But I appreciate you staying. If you stayed here, hopefully this was useful. Let me share the next event. I'm going to share my information here. Again, if you want to connect with us, there's some next events coming up. If you want to watch any of our events, this is the link. This is the next event that we're running on May 20th. We have this event, and we also have a bootcamp event. And if you want to learn anything about AI agents or answer engine optimization, let us know. I'm going to share our answer engine optimization guide just in case you guys want to download it. And let me know if I can help in any way. Any questions, guys? Thank you for your time today. I'm going to stop sharing right here. And any questions? Anybody wants to come off mute or ask any questions through the chat? All right, everybody. Have a great night. Have a great week. Go set up those foundations and then go set up one agent and let's see what happens, guys. Thank you again for being here, and we'll stay in touch. I'm here to help. Let me know if you need anything, okay? All right, I still see some humans there. Maybe your guys are asleep. Yeah, everybody's sleeping. All right, everybody, take it easy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.